We just finished what's been a good week of work for us, hitting a lot of areas all week, some situational ball, really just putting the finishing touches on what's been a highly productive offseason for us. And now, the real work begins as we step away. And I think that's the thought that I left the players with. We have to come into training camp, a highly conditioned group ready for work. And I like the overall trajectory of the group. We finished today with an emphasis on young guys, just really focusing on providing reps for those guys as added opportunities to learn in detail and gain understanding. And so I'm excited about, as we move away, the prospects of this group coming back to us and beginning the training camp process here in a month or so. I'll pause and open it up for questions.
Jim Colony.
Yeah, Mike, there was some spirited punting competition, and the players were getting into it. Were some of the vets a little rough on the rookie punter?
No, that was just their way of encouraging. We got to create adversity for guys so we get to know them. And that's part of our approach in terms of creating competition and having fun with it. We want to create some adversity so guys have an opportunity to shine.
Brooke Pryor.
I was also going to ask about the spirited punting competition, but looking at the young guys as a whole, do you feel like they got out of this process what you needed them to?
We kind of measure these processes on performance. And so it's stay tuned. Hopefully we're setting guys up and putting them in position to have the type of impact that we need them to have and they desire to have. But I never really kind of measure or evaluate this component of the calendar until I assess 2021. So stay tuned. I do take good notes. I do like some of the things that we're able to get done, but largely I'll reserve any judgment until I look at the journey.
Joe Rudder.
Yeah, Mike, since we talked the other day, NFL came out with a new COVID policy for training camp and beyond. Have you had a chance to see that, and what are your thoughts on what the NFL wants to do?
I have seen it. I've actually read it in great detail. I really don't have any thoughts. Thoughts are a waste of time for me. I'm going to do like we've always done, and that's adhere to the protocol to the letter. And our team's going to have the same mentality. We're not going to allow it to become a distraction or a discussion. It simply is what it is, and we'll deal with it.
Mike Pursuta.
Mike, what's your best case scenario for training camp in terms of when and where and what you may or may not be able to do?
I don't necessarily have the answer to that. I know I got some calendars on my desk. I'm ready for whatever, but we haven't received any official word on some of the details regarding training camp and things as you asked. Rest assured, regardless of where we are and when we are, that we'll be ready.
Dale Wally.
Yeah, on that same note, Mike, do you have an expectation of a timetable on when the league might get back to you?
Yeah, I had an expectation. I thought I would know by now. But
the Cowboys found out earlier this week that they're going to be allowed to go away.
Hey, we don't always get what we want, as we know, when you're dealing with policy and global decision making and things of that nature. I had hoped to get some clarity prior to now, but I hadn't.
Josh Roundtree.
Hey, Mike, Matt Canada mentioned a couple days ago that there was, as he put it, a charge from Mr. Rooney for the offense to be more physical. Is it possible for an offense to get more physical in a setting like this? How do you create that? Or is that something that truly just has to wait until pads go on at training camp?
No, with everything that we do, we have an opportunity to build and develop our personality, not only through physical labor, but mental approach. And so although we're not carrying pads, yes, we are laying the foundation for that agenda.
Chris Carter.
Like you talk about the young guys embracing the challenges right now. Pat Freiermuth working with a veteran like Eric Ebron. What have you seen just in their relationship and how he's approached the opportunities he's gotten here so far?
I don't know anything about relationships with Ebron, to be honest with you. I just see Pat out there working his tail off and making plays and having a good offseason. I'm excited about that.
Final one, Ray Fittipaldo.
Hi, Mike. Non-football question for you. What do you think about Juneteenth becoming a federal holiday?
I hadn't thought a lot about it, to be honest with you. I don't know that I've educated myself enough to have an opinion or know the fine details of the discussion.
We'll go to Christopher Carter.
Hey Eric, we got to see you out there running around with Pat. How have you seen him taking on the early challenges of being a rookie and some of the plays that you've seen him make in some of these practices?
That's gonna be good, man. That's gonna be pretty good. It's hard to dictate where everyone looks like in shorts and helmets. Everybody looks good, but I'm excited to see him grow as a tight end. It's a lot of information we're throwing at him. It's a lot of different things he needs to know at this position. So I'm just looking forward to seeing him grow, man. And as far as hanging out with him so far, what I've known is, to me, he's just a smooth playmaker. He's silky smooth. He doesn't look like he's trying too hard, and he's capable of a lot. So it's been fun for the couple of days that I've been with him, and just reading him out and feeling him out. And he asks a lot of questions, which is good. He's really easy to talk to, which is cool. And I look forward to seeing him grow in this league. It's gonna be fun to watch him.
Bert Pryor.
Hey, Ebron, looking at Matt Canada's offense in the past, tight ends have been pretty heavily featured. What have you learned so far just in this preliminary install about how maybe you might be used differently or featured more? Does that get you excited in this offense?
It gets me very excited. I think I'll be featured a lot more. The tight end position, period, I feel like will be featured a lot more. And having Pat and some of the other guys we have, man, our tight end room is pretty strong. From the 3 days that I've been here, well, 2, we've dominated, and I say that with emphasis because I feel like our room is pretty good, and I feel like we should carry a lot of stress upon our room to be great every week because we're very capable of that, especially in Canada's offense.
Mike Pizzuta.
Eric, you see a lot of too tight, specifically you and Freiermuth, and what kind of matchup problems might you guys create?
How do you say his last name?
Freiermuth.
Cool.
Is that not it, or?
I don't know. I'm asking you. I don't know. I've never asked him. So I just call him Pat. It's easier for me. So, I don't know what Matt has and in his bag of goodies and bag of tricks, but I do see us dominate, and I do see us making a lot of plays, and I think he's very capable of that at a very early age. A very early experience in this league. Obviously, he's a rookie. So in this offense with Matt Canada, I see a lot from all tight ends, from whoever's on the roster. It'll be good. 2 tight, 3 tight. We'll mix it up and it'll be fun.
Alan Saunders.
Eric, you're always a guy that is out there with a lot of energy. Usually have a big smile on your face. Just, it's minicamp, it's June, the season's a long way away. But what about this team right now is getting you excited, and what's been bringing that smile for you these couple days?
That's a really good question. I didn't know what to expect because you never know. And being a guy that's been a part of different locker rooms in different years, every year is different. So for me, I feel like as long as I can remain the same and bring that consistent energy, everyone feeds off of that. And it gives people, it makes bad days good. It makes me that much more annoying when you're having bad days. But you grow to love it. And I feel like a lot of people here in this program in our locker room love the energy that I bring. So I bring it every day. June, April, February, January. That's just me.
No striking.
Hey, Eric, maybe it's just because I'm a pretty tiny guy, but Zach Gentry looks ginormous on the field. What have you seen from him, and what do you kind of expect from him in your?
Yeah, I expect Zach to grow, man. I was upset he got hurt last year in the Jacksonville game. I believe it was the Jacksonville game, because that was, when you get that opportunity to step out on the field and help your team win, you don't really want to let them down. And I felt like, with injuries, it's kind of more taken away from you.
The recording has stopped.
To do anything. So I feel like he's gonna vastly improve this year. still needs to get a little bit more flexible, but who the hell am I to tell him he needs to get flexible? He's 6'8", you know, how many people are that flexible at 6'8"? But he can be dominant, and I look forward to continue working with him on that. He's young in a tight end position mentally. You know, he's transferred from quarterback and stuff like that. So it's fun to watch new people like that. I had Bo Alley Cox when I was in Indy, and those guys that play different positions with bigger bodies to adapt to tight end is fun to see, because this day and age, it is getting athletic, it is getting faster, and guys like that are big like Zach, who play a dominant role in certain phases of the game, he's going to continue to grow and get better at that. So I look forward to it.
Joe Rudder.
Yeah, after the year you guys went through last year with COVID and everything, it seems like things are starting to get back to normal. Are you encouraged by where things are, and what are your thoughts, with the vaccination process?
Yeah, vaccination process is a process all its own. I mean, you either get it or you don't at this point. I mean, there is no if, ands, or buts about it. It's like the flu shot. You either get it or you don't. And I feel like we're light years ahead of last year, simply because we get to have fans, and a guy that's an energy player, and a guy that needs energy, period. The fans are the biggest thing. So the fact that we get to have them back in the stadium this year, you couldn't ask for anything more.
Couple more. Mark Gaboli.
Hey, Eric, you're pretty socially plugged in, so I'm sure you've heard about a lot of the national people saying you guys are going to win 5-6 games. Does that motivate you in particular when you hear some of the prediction for your team this year?
Yeah, whatever. I mean, whatever. I look forward to playing each and every game. At the end of the day, we got to stop them, and they got to stop us. And we're not an easy team to stop. So we'll see it. We'll see on the grass, and I hope they do. I hope every team comes in here and thinks they're going to steamroll us. That's the best thing you could hope for as the opponent. So yeah, it'd be great. It'd be fun. I hope we get that all year.
We'll wrap it up with Brian Backup.
Eric, there's been a lot of golf talk on these Zooms this week. TJ playing a lot. Joe Hayden telling him he needs to swing the club a lot. Is that what you're going to be doing for the next month? And where do you stack up with the rest of this roster in terms of your game?
I think I'm the best golfer on this roster. I'm going to just go out there on a limb and say that. Truthfully, honestly, I think I am. Whoever wants to see me get their money took out there on the golf, all friendly bets, I'm with whatever. And I love the game, but I think this month is my chill out month. I think I've had my fun with golf. It's time for me to, really get into cardio and bringing my physicality up for the up and coming year. So yeah, I'll hit the links a little bit. Of course, it's my getaway, it's my freedom. But I'm the best golfer, and I won't be playing a lot.